Basketball has made significant progress in statistical terms over the past few years. In the NBA, as well as in other leagues, offensive numbers have reached all-time highs, with each possession becoming increasingly optimized for efficiency. In some cases, particularly in the NBA, this has led to a greater uniformity in playing styles. In other instances, however, it has enhanced the effectiveness of already well-structured systems. Examples of the latter include the Cleveland Cavaliers under Kenny Atkinson, the Oklahoma City Thunder, coached by Mark Daigneault, and also Euroleague teams like Ergin Ataman's Panathinaikos and Sarunas Jasikevičius's Fenerbahce. But today, I want to focus on the team that stands as the most efficient offensive unit in the world. This is a team that scores an average of 123.5 points per 100 possessions, something no NBA team has ever matched in history. I'm talking about Georgios Bartzokas' Olympiacos, a team dominating the Euroleague standings and playing absolutely stunning basketball. Their game is characterized by constant off-ball movement, high-level decision-making, and exceptional tactical preparation. In this video, I'll break down how one of the greatest basketball minds in history has managed to orchestrate a machine that comes remarkably close to perfection. Let's start with the principles of this offensive system. The first thing you notice when you watch Olympiacos is how much the players cut. Vezenkov is probably the best cutter in the world and gets a lot of his points from this type of situations. But KaalaH, Fournier, and Peters are great cutters too. But this is not the only way they move the opposing defense. They don't like to isolate and keep the ball in the same hands for more than few seconds, and if you combine that with the previous principle, you get 5 players passing the ball and relocating to the open space, so the defense can't have reference points. And then there are the other tactical principles and plays Bartzokas usually utilize. But before that, if you love in-depth basketball analysis, you should follow me on IG too. There I post original content for brilliant basketball minds that enjoy a tactical and scientific approach to this sport. You can find the profile link in the description. Let's get back to the video and break this play down. It's called Flip Chin. It starts with a horns alignment, so with 2 players in the corners and 2 at the wings. Vezenkov, at the top of the key, passes it to Fall and receives a flare screen from Walkup. If the defense doesn't want to switch, it's an easy layup for the Bulgarian. Same play here, but with a variation. After screening for Vezenkov, Walkup goes towards Fall to get the ball, while the former Euroleague MVP sets a fake flex screen for Fournier. Once the point guard receives, Fall sets a pin-down screen for Fournier, who reads Deck's position and rejects it. The reason why there wasn't a helper near the basket is because Vezenkov removed it by coming off Fall's pin-down while Fournier was cutting. But there's another variation where Vezenkov rejects the first screen and Fall hands it off to him. Now let's see some Spain actions. So plays that involve a Spain pick and roll or a Spain leak. Before analyzing the plays, let me explain the terms I used. The Spain pick and roll occurs when there's a third man added to the pick and roll action, who sets a back screen for the roll man. The Spain leaks work similarly, but the third man doesn't actually set a screen, he just pops out of the arc. Here you see McKissick doing a shallow cut to start the play. Then Williams-Goss throws it to Milutinov for a get action, while Fournier sets the back screen of the Spain pick and roll. The French pops out and the Serbian rolls. The next plays you'll see combine both Miami actions, which occurs when there's a handoff followed by a ball screen, and Spain actions. In the first stages of the plays you can see the Miami part, then a shallow cut to create miscommunications among the defenders, and finally the Spain part. This set of plays is particularly effective thanks to how good Fall and Milutinov are as rollmen, and how useful players like Fournier, McKissick, and Peters are at being the second screeners or leakers, given their perimeter gravity. Another fundamental this team relies on is the post-up, particularly with Fall and Walkup. When the French center plays back to the basket, he's not only capable of scoring, but he can read the defense and pass the ball like few 7'2" players in the world can. Let's see this simple yet effective play Olympiacos uses a lot. Fall receives, while Walkup sets a back screen for Vezenkov. The reason why this play works so well, like the flip chin, is in the fact that the Greek is always guarded by the opposing point guards, Francisco in this case, and they don't want to switch on the Bulgarian. But Bartzokas can also use a play called punch keep backdoor as the opening one. KaalaH cuts to open up space for Walkup, who goes towards Fall. The centers keeps the ball though, with Fournier that fakes the same movement his teammate did and cuts backdoor. As said earlier, Walkup has post-up plays designed for him too. The first thing he looks for is scoring, especially against smaller defenders like Francisco, but there are different variations that can be generated from the same play. Like this one, where Vezenkov is supposed to come off a stagger screen, with KaalaH ready to slip to the paint. But when the MVP candidate sees he's top-locked, he rejects the second screen and cuts. Trinchieri tried to adjust by denying the entry pass and helping with Dunstan, but that left Fall with an open lane to attack. Recently, Olympiacos perfectly executed the same play for 4 consecutive possessions against Panathinaikos. Each of them had a different ending. Here, Fournier passes the ball to Walkup and comes to set a stagger screen for Vezenkov. The forward comes off of it, reads Lesor's placement and cuts to the paint. Same play here, but the former Euroleague MVP utilizes only half of the stagger screen and cuts. This is the exact same variation of the previous play, with Vezenkov splitting the staggers in half again, but this time Fournier comes off the second screener. Same play again, but Vezenkov entirely rejects the stagger screen, causes a defensive miscommunication, and scores. All these aspects have led Olympiacos, and the 3-time Coach of the Year Bartzokas, to the top of the Euroleague standings with a 22-8 record. If you enjoyed this breakdown, feel free to support this channel by subscribing to it and liking this video. I then remind you that you can find my IG profile in the description. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.